Hello and welcome to the Twin Flame Psychology Series 6. Today we're discussing why the twin flame separation feels like losing yourself. Many people go through twin flame separation, describing a feeling that can be very difficult to explain and very painful. They say it almost feels like losing a part of themselves. They don't just feel like they're losing the relationship, but they feel like they're losing something deeper, like a sense of stability, their emotional center, if you will. And sometimes they even feel like they're losing their entire identity. If you've experienced this, you're not imagining it. Personally, I went through it and I felt like I was going stir crazy. But there is a real psychological reason why the end or separation of an intense connection can actually feel this way. In this video, we're going to be looking at identity enmeshment, emotional dependency, and the way the nervous system learns to regulate itself through connection. Because by understanding these processes, we can see why the experience feels so disorientating and how the path to healing begins. When a relationship becomes emotionally significant, it often becomes part of the way we see ourselves. Our thoughts, routines, our emotional world, they all begin to include the other person. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as the identity enmeshment. It simply means that our sense of self becomes intertwined with the relationship. For example, we may start imagining a shared future, or our decisions begin to include the other person. And emotionally, the relationship becomes part of our internal landscape. When that connection suddenly changes or disappears, the mind temporarily feels ungrounded. Not because the relationship has ended necessarily, but because the identity that it formed around that relationship now needs to be reorganized. Another factor that can make the separation feel so intense is emotional dependency. When we experience deep emotional connection with someone, they can become an important source of our emotional comfort. Talking with them, for example, might calm us. Being close to them may feel stabilizing. Sharing our thoughts with them brings relief when we're going through difficult moments. And over time, the brain begins to rely on that connection as a way to regulate emotions. So when the connection changes or disappears, the nervous system suddenly loses a familiar source of support, and so it destabilizes. And that loss creates a sense of emotional disorientation, almost as if the ground beneath us has been shifted. Human beings naturally regulate their emotions through connection with others, and psychologists refer to this as co-regulation. When we're with someone we trust, our nervous system often becomes calmer. We breathe slowly or slower. Stress decreases. Emotional balance returns. In close relationships, two nervous systems begin to influence each other. This is why simply being close to someone we care about can make us feel safe. But when that co-regulation disappears, the nervous system temporarily struggles to stabilize on its own. And this can create feelings of restlessness, sadness, and even emotional emptiness. And that's not because something is wrong with us, but because our system is adjusting to regulating itself again without depending on another person. When identity enmeshment, emotional dependency, and co-regulation are all a part of a relationship, Separation can affect several layers of the psyche all at once, because the mind is trying to adjust, the emotional system is trying to adjust, and the nervous system is also trying to adjust. So it's not unusual for people to say they feel lost or disconnected from themselves during this time. The experience can feel like a temporary loss of direction, but what is actually happening is a process of internal reorganization. The self is slowly finding its balance again. One of the most important parts of healing after a powerful connection is gently rebuilding a sense of self that exists independently of the relationship. This doesn't mean forgetting the connection or pretending that it never mattered. It just means slowly reconnecting with your own identity, your own emotional center, and your own inner stability. And as that process unfolds, something remarkable often happens. The feeling of being lost begins to fade, and the self begins to feel whole again. If you're going through the twin flame separation, please remember to be gentle with yourself. I've been where you are. I know how it feels. And if you need a little extra support, I created a twin flame reset bundle that is designed to calm the nervous system and bring your focus back to yourself. It's something that I wish had existed when I was going through what we call the dark night of the soul. You'll find the link for that in the description below. And if you're curious to understand deeper psychological concepts, then maybe you'd like to explore my V2V method, where I explore different emotional patterns. Well, until next time, the only thing that remains for me to say is take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for listening.